Hello everyone and welcome back to Bitcoin Tips. So today we're going to be talking about how you can start mining Hypra coin using your Windows 10 or 11 based computer here in 2024 in less than 10 minutes. So if all of that sounds interesting to you, I do want to make sure to ask you to stick around through the entire video so that you don't miss out on any of the great tips and tricks that I have here to help you earn more Hypra, keep more Hypra, and build your holdings faster. So, before we dive into the video, I always like to start off here on CoinMarketCap, just taking a quick look at what's going on in the markets as a point of reference if you happen to be watching this video in the future. So if you aren't interested in this portion of the video, please feel free to skip ahead 1 to 2 minutes and we'll be getting into the tutorial then. But overall, as you can see today, crypto is down about 1.5% to a total market cap of $2.28 trillion. Now, of course, with that, we are still seeing some pretty good prices. It's just down on the day and the week because last week was a really good week for Bitcoin and crypto in general. So Bitcoin's still sitting at about $66,600, which is really good. I think as we've talked about here on the channel, we are getting close to another bull run since we did have the Bitcoin halving earlier this year. So seeing the price continue up is a good thing, even if it is taking a little bit of a pullback every few days. Ethereum just over $2,500. We see Solana having a really good week still, kind of breaking the trend of red on the day, up almost 3% today and almost 10% or just over 10% on the week to $170. So overall, things are looking good, and now could be one of the best times to start building your crypto balances of coins that you're interested in through mining. And what we're going to be taking a look at today is Unminable. Now, if you're not familiar with this site, the link is in the description below, which I do highly recommend you use that link because it will actually save you 25% on your pool mining fee, which I'll get into in just a few minutes. But overall, this site basically allows you to pick the algorithm that is most profitable for your hardware and mine a coin that interests you. So if your hardware is really good at, let's say, the Kapow algorithm, since that's going to be the case for 99% of people watching, and maybe you're not interested in Raven coin so much, but you really want to get Hypra coin, that's where Unminable is really a strong mining platform. So if you're not familiar with what is the best algorithm for your hardware, I would recommend a site called whattomine.com. It's a great site. You just enter in the GPU or CPU that you're planning to mine with, and it'll tell you, say, hey, right now, Kapow is going to be your best bet. And then you can come back over here and select that algorithm. So once you figure that out, what you're going to want to do is select to get started with our wizard. Two options here, basic and advanced. I always recommend going with basic, although there is that advanced option if you want to go down that path. Again, I'm going to be going the GPU route, but please feel free to select CPU if you're planning to follow along with your CPU-based miner. It's pretty much the same process, just some different algorithms and different miners at the end. Again, this is where you'll choose the algorithm that's best for your hardware. I know mine is Kapow, so please feel free to choose whatever is best for you. Here's where you choose the coin. Again, today we're looking at Hypra, but please feel free to choose whatever coin you're most interested in. Just make sure you use the wallet address that is compatible. So now that you're here at the address, go ahead and paste that in. And I always do like to just take a second just to say, please double and triple check your address, because basically the way this works is everything on the miner is bound to your crypto address. So if it's entered in wrong, nothing's going to stop you from mining. Everything will work as expected until you go to get paid out, and you won't be able to get paid out. So I'd hate to see you spend time mining here and not be able to get paid out. But overall, once you check that, you should be good to go. The final screen here is where you can enter in a referral code. Now, I do have a referral code, as you see on screen here, Bitcoin-tips, capital B, capital T. If you click to the link in the description, this will autofill like you saw here on the screen. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, this actually saves you 25% on your pool mining fee. So when you're here on Unminable, there's a flat 1% fee, meaning if you mine 100 Hypra coin, you will always pay one of those coins to Unminable as the fee. Now, it doesn't matter if Hypra coin, if you mine those 100 coins in a day or in a year, if it's $1 or if it's, $1 million, you're always going to pay that one Hypra per 100 that you mine. And by using this code, you actually reduce that down to 0.75%, meaning you get to keep an additional 0.25 coins that you would have otherwise paid to Unminable. So it helps you build up your earnings a little faster. Of course, if you don't want to do that, please feel free to say continue without referral code and just pay the higher fees, but I always like to mention that I do have that discount code. And we are at the final step here where you get to choose your miner and get started. Now, I always recommend Gminer as it's the one that I personally use. I've had a lot of really good luck with it, but I've also used a lot of these other miners, if not all of them, and they all work really well. Gminer just seems to be the one that I've stuck to. Plus, it supports both, NVIDIA and AMD, the major GPU manufacturers, unlike some of these other ones which support one or the other. So it kind of future-proofs if you happen to upgrade your computer in the future. But what you're going to want to do is select download miner files. This will take you to the GitHub page where you just select this Windows 64 zip. This will download to your computer. Please make sure you extract the file. If you don't extract the file, you will run into some errors when you go to start the program, and it will not mine. So if you do run into errors right when you get started, just make sure you extracted those files. Once you do that, you'll have a separate folder with all the files in it. Come back to Unminable and select this download.bat file. Now you can see Chrome called this out and said, hey, we actually didn't download this because it is not verified. Could be dangerous. Do you want to delete it or continue? If you want to be mining with Unminable, you will have to say download unverified file. It's not just a Kapow thing, a Gminer thing, a Hypra thing, or even an unminable thing. This happens with most mining programs out there. So if you're not comfortable doing this, please simply just say delete. Check out some of my other videos on how to earn free crypto with faucets where you don't have to download anything to your computer. But if you are okay with this, go ahead and say download unverified file. Then what you're going to want to do is find the file where you extracted everything and drag and drop this file that got downloaded into that folder. I just moved it off screen so I could do it without minimizing things, but as you can see here, I have unminable hyp kapow gminer.bat. At this point, you are ready to get started mining by just double clicking this bat file. Now, you will notice that I do get a pop-up saying Windows protected your PC, similar to Google Chrome's pop-up. Again, you will have to say more info and run anyway. Once again, if you are not comfortable doing this, please simply just say don't run, delete the files from your computer, and move on to something else in crypto. This is unfortunately part of mining. But if you are comfortable with that, you can go ahead and say run anyway, and you only have to do that the first time you click the file, just as a heads up for future. But just like that, we are up and running using my RTX 3070 here on Windows 11, and we are only about 8 minutes and 30 seconds into the video, including a little coin market cap analysis. Just a few things to mention here when mining. It does take about 15 to 20 minutes for the miner to render here on the site. So if you don't see any stats away, that's completely normal. It's just part of the mining. If you still don't see anything after 10 to 15 minutes, I would recommend maybe checking your address, things like that. Maybe go back through the creation just to make sure you didn't miss any steps. And on the other side, when you're ready to be done mining, all you do is find this window and select the red X. You'll see it'll flash the shutdown command and then close out. Now the reason I'm telling you how to close a window, it's not like it's hard, but here with Unminable, it's a little strange, but you may actually continue to see payments and mining stats here on the site for up to 12 hours after stopping the miner. Now, I don't know why it does this. I've personally seen it happen on my accounts where I'm continuing to get paid, even though my miner is not even plugged in. It's kind of weird. It's led to people asking, why am I still getting paid if the miner is closed? And I just wanted to mention that as long as that's closed out, you are no longer mining. So I wouldn't be too upset. You're still getting those payments and you're not having to mine. So that is essentially it. It is really that simple to get started with unmineable here. Again, the link is in the description below. Using the link gets you that 25% discount. And if you do run into any issues throughout this process, please feel free to leave a comment down below with what issues you're running into. Always happy to help try and troubleshoot and get your miner up and running. With that being said, if you liked this video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to Bitcoin Tips to stay up to date on all things crypto. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.